Whoa, what's up, guys? Crypto. Oh. The markets today. Holy cow, we got a lot to talk about. We got liquidity crisis brewing. We got charts that look like dog shit. We got all kinds of stuff, guys. It's going to be a good time. Better stick around. We'll be answering your questions second half of the stream. Shout out to everybody in the chat today. What is up? I see you guys. Let's go. Tom Crown sharing this one. Damn, I wish I bought. Haha. I was right not to buy. F buying that shit. Fuck. As it pumps again. Classic mentality. United States ISM PMI still in contraction mode. No bueno. What's interesting about this being no bueno is that the business cycle, the markets top of the business cycle, this time could truly be different, right? Markets usually top with the business cycle. The ISM PMI aligns with that. So that's going to be 60 to 65 for the ISM PMI, not 48.7. It was actually a miss, too. It was expected to be at 49.4 to be slowly going back towards 50, which is expansion. It actually missed and came in at 48.7. So weaker than previous and way under expectations, which is not great, but also signaling that most likely the top is still ages away because the business cycle has barely heated up. And I know we have some froth in the stock market, but froth in the stock market does not equate to the end of all things. Okay. But anyway, continuing. This is what's really getting the markets spooked right now. Actually, not this, but the next one. But this is part of the symptom. $24 billion injection into the U.S. banking system last night, making $125 billion over the last 5 days. The Fed is in full-on crazy mode right here, dumping huge amounts of money into the markets because this is happening. The repo markets are breaking again. Cool. It's from James Lavish. Good morning. After a month of increasing usage, overnight borrowing, need for dollars exploded on Friday to $50 billion, the most in the afternoon session, and not posted by the Fed, but captured on Bloomberg. This need caused the software, the borrowing rate, to explode to 35 basis points above the Fed fund rate, while some increased activity is expected at the month end. These are serious red flags. The financial system is on the verge of locking up unless the Fed adds liquidity soon. The Fed must do it. Liquidity must flow. Liquidity must flow. This is an essential reality for the markets right now. It's as simple as that. The spice must flow. It's very interesting. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and the longer the government stays shut, the more liquidity fractures we'll start seeing in the market, okay? Why is that happening? Because right now the TGA, the Treasury General Account, has $1 trillion in it that banks can't access because the government shut down. How long it'll be shut down is anybody's guess, but it's got to end at some point, man. Andre posts this. Looks like cross-border cap bearish scenarios materializing as the SOFR and FFR continue to widen, signaling lower interbank liquidity. BTC is trading lower, but I mean the camp this is short-term bearish only to medium to long-term very bullish. In other words, potential buying opportunity. If any asset is a hedge against systemic risks in the traditional banking system, it's Bitcoin. What you're thinking? What about Dog with Hat, Lark? It's not Dog with Hat. Michael Burry, ever the bear, is back. Bets against the AI boom is 66% of Scion's capital into Palantir shorts, 14% of it into NVIDIA shorts. Now, those particular stocks have been on insane runs. He's not betting against the entire market, I would like to point out. He's not shorting the NASDAQ, right? He's looked at particular stocks and said, these ones are a bit overheated. And look, man, NVIDIA is a $5 trillion company right now. It's got a lot of room to the downside for any kind of correction, right? It's interesting. Now, look, Michael Burry's been famously right in 2008 when he shorted the U.S. housing market. Maybe he'll be famously right again, shorting Palantir and NVIDIA and make a shit ton of money. Perhaps. But, you know, like anyone, this guy right here, everybody says a lot of stuff and everybody does a lot of things, and you don't always get everything right. Remember, Michael Burry also famously said to sell at the literal stone cold bottom of the bear market in 2022. So we don't all get it right all the time, okay? Not even famous people like Michael Burry. S&P 500 futures down 1% today. I think we hit a low of around 1.3% down. Nothing too crazy there. The dollar, this is mildly concerning, let's say. The dollar's been on an uptrend. Well, Bitcoin's been on a downtrend. Things actually almost perfectly match up here, September 17th. So Bitcoin's been on a downtrend. Well, the dollar's been on an uptrend, a very steady uptrend, by the way. We can see here the low, first higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. What you want to see happen is for this uptrend line right here to break. That's the thing right now to keep an eye out for. Currently, the dollar index is at the 200-day EMA. That's at 100, okay? 100 count for the DXY. If ever it's going to get rejected somewhere, it's going to get rejected right there, okay? If it gets rejected right there, then it's good for risk assets. Lark told you it was over, but you didn't listen. Lark, what the F is this shit we got into? I know. I don't want to be bearish, but I don't want people to lose money either. It's interesting. It's the time to be bearish is very counterintuitive. The time to be bearish is when markets are mega pumping. Right now, if you're bearish here at the supports and stuff like that, right, then yeah, it's a different story. But look, you can be bearish anytime you want. It's like I always say, no one forces you guys to be in the markets. You can check out anytime you want. It's not the Hotel California. You can actually just go sell into cash and wait it out. It's the fear that keeps you from doing that. And I understand. I go through the same emotions you guys do. I'm just more used to all the bullshit. Okay. Lark, I'm on the verge of selling. Convince me that there will still be a bull market. Ravi, we've laid out the case many, many times for my opinion on why I've stayed invested in the markets and where my invalidation points for the market are. Problem about having validation points is that by the time things get invalidated, you've already lost a shit ton of potential money. Everyone's bearish right now. Sentiment's absolute effing rock bottom currently. And Bitcoin's only, 15% off the all-time highs and all that kind of stuff. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, Ravi. I lay out my case for what I do with my money. We talk about opinions on random shit. That's about it. You got to form your own thesis up. Right? If you're trying to have me convince you what to do or not to do or how to, you're going to lose, man. You got to make your own decision. You got to look at the data and say, okay, does the data, not just the current price action, does the data support everything's fucked and we're going to go into a multi-year bear market again? Or does the data support this is actually just a temporary liquidity crisis, trauma still unwinding from the 10-10 crash and all that sort of stuff? If that's what you believe and the market still have its best days ahead of it due to the broader macro scene of generally loose financial conditions and all that kind of stuff, then rock and roll. But that's the decision for you to make. VIX is up slightly today, although currently correcting a little bit. Not that big of a spike in the VIX, to be honest, considering what's potentially freaking people out a little bit about the repo markets right now. I think the Fed will keep providing enough money into the repo markets that's not going to be a problem, to be honest. But hey, shit can always happen, man. Things can break a lot faster than they think they can in the markets. That's the crazy thing. It's a slow grind up and then elevator down every damn time. If you still have some profits, there's nothing wrong with taking some out of the market and keeping the rest. That's true. That's true, John. People also, for a lot of people, it's very black and white. You either have to be all in or all out of the market. You can take some positions off the table. You can take all your positions off the table. You can take none of them off the table. You can take some of the money out of crypto and put it into stocks. You can take some of the money out of crypto and put it into gold. You can take some of the money out of crypto and put it into fucking real estate, whatever, right? There's all kinds of different ways you can be invested in stuff. And maybe, here's the thing. I always find on market crashes, it's very, let's say revealing, but really can be a good reminder of not taking too much risk in your portfolio. Of looking at things and saying, hey, look, this is bad currently and it's keeping me up at night and I'm all stressed out about it. Well, you can move money out into a less risky market. You can buy bonds and real estate and gold and index funds and stuff like that and keep a smaller position in crypto. It's okay too. There's no one right answer. That's the thing. NASDAQ, just a reminder here that if the NASDAQ corrects down to the 50-day EMA, It'd be about a 6% drop approximately from its current levels. And that would be totally cool and normal. It's happened multiple times throughout this bull market. The problem is the crypto sentiment is so effing bad right now that if that does happen, crypto market's probably not going to love it. Crypto market's kind of really love anything right now. They're kind of just like, blah, freak out. Hey, don't always restless. Don't spoil the show, man. We're going to talk about that double bottom. I know what double bottom you're talking about. I see it. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes. I got marked down the chart. It's an interesting one. Of course, we'll get to that in a second. But yes, I agree. What's the market like on you? Jim, no, keep your kidney, man. Keep your kidney, my God. Crypto is dog shit. Wake up to the capital rotation. Nothing wrong with putting money in stocks. Like I said, I keep putting money in the stock market all the time. Okay. It's been a lot better than crypto this year. Like I've said, my only real regret of the year and the way that I've played things is based on the data I have, right? Oh, yeah, I should have sold everything before on October 9th before the big fucking black swan crash, Lark. Idiot. I know what you're thinking. Nobody could have seen that coming. Now, some people are already saying, well, 126 is the top. Aside from the 4-year cycle theory and things just need to simply go down because of every 4 years they do, the broader macro conditions do not support a horrific bear market for crypto. That's a different story. But the one regret I have is not selling a shit ton more of my altcoins back in April. I sold a decent stack of, bags I just didn't really fucking give a fuck about anymore. And I wanted to clean up my crypto portfolio. I've cleaned my crypto portfolio up a lot. And I think I'm generally pretty happy with the way it is right now. But I should have bought more stocks. Look at that. I mean, I could have sold my fucking Avalanche bags, which have done fucking dick all, and put it all into Robinhood. Be up 300%. Did I do that? No. Hell, even my Tesla stocks are 100%, man. I lost more on my last date than I did with Dogecoin. Lol. I want a water review. Maybe a better use of our time. We'll get to that. Anyway, continuing. Wait, this right here. So sentiment check. 42% of people are either completely head in the sand, in complete denial, which ain't just the river in Egypt, obviously, believing that BTC still goes to $150,000 by the end of the year. Only 16% taking the contrarian view that the top is in, the bear market's here, and it's over. And 1 in 3 just general frustration. Interesting. November has historically been the strongest month for Bitcoin price action, averaging 43.72% returns. We're only 4 days in here, okay? Only 4 days in. Very interesting. Do we see that this month? Well, November, December are usually the strongest months for equities and for crypto. Will this year be different? It always can be. It always can be. It's been definitely a cycle of things not working out the way people think it's just going to work out. Anyway, continuing. Tom Lee, this is interesting. You should go watch this. I watched this like 11 o'clock last night on the couch. I was like, oh, the Tom Lee's on. Let's go watch. Anyway, Tom Lee says the S&P 500 could hit 7,300 to 7,500 by the end of the year, which is not that big of a move. It's like 3 or 4% up. So anyway, but he also says Bitcoin can still hit 150K by the end of the year, which you might think, that's crazy talk, Lark. How the fuck is Bitcoin going to go from here to 150K? Have you seen the charts, man? It's only a 45% move or something from here. If you know anything about Bitcoin, you'll know that, yes, pew pew boom, the supermoon's tomorrow, baby. Don't fade the supermoon, guys. Satoshi, why have you forsaken us? Look, 45% move is not actually that crazy for Bitcoin in a month. When it pumps, it pumps. So Bitcoin's. Most of Bitcoin's time, the vast majority of time for Bitcoin is spent ranging and consolidating and doing dick all. And then it just goes up 30, 40% in a month. It happens real fast. Will it happen this month? Is Tom Lee getting it right? I guess we're going to find out. We have 2 months approximately to find out if that plays out or not. Cointelegraph, institutional demand has fallen below newly mined Bitcoin for the first time in 7 months. Not great. This is fascinating, by the way. TFTC shared this. Long-term Bitcoin holders have sold more than 400,000 fucking Bitcoin over the last 30 days. About 2% supply. For reference, MicroStrategy has about 640,000 Bitcoin. So that's the equivalent of basically 2/3 of the Bitcoin that MicroStrategy's accumulated literally over years. We have just absorbed 400,000 Bitcoin in sell pressure to willing buyers who bought over $100,000. Guys, think about that shit for a second. Okay? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay? File down below. Should I dollar cost average into Tau as a new coin or DCA in my already existing near bag? Both are AI, but big money is talking about Tau and the halving and stuff soon. Man, I have no idea. Look, I don't follow Tau super closely. I think it's a relatively decent AI bet. These big sort of big cap AI coins are not really what's in trend right now, whether it be Tau or Near or Render or some of the other ones. What has been more in fashion is AI agents, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, but I don't know how many. It's always hard to answer these sort of questions. Look, I don't know how many bags you have, what size. There's no way I can answer that because I don't have the information. Nor do I give financial advice. I can just give my sort of opinion on sort of general things here. But sometimes it's better just to keep things a little more consolidated. That being said, I don't know about Near, man. Anyway, continuing. I've got a lot to discover today. I'm going too slow. This whale bought 10,000 BTC at $1.54 14 years ago. He just sold them for $1.5 billion for $1 billion profit. My man. You go, dude. You go. Plan C, Bitcoin to dip before the rip. Fourth dip straight into support consolidation zone between the 200-day and the 365-day SMAs since the $16,000 bear market lows. If price holds about 365 SMA, we're Gucci. Okay? Don't go under $100,000 Bitcoin. Shit starts getting real nasty under 100K for BTC. EGen Tropic, we're seeing a lot of positioning under the surface. This is not a bear market, but the final act in a capitulation event, and the sentiment on the timeline with Bitcoin over $100,000, it feels like the bear market bottom panic post FTX crash. There is so much negativity and fucking straight up panic out there right now. And Bitcoin's over $100,000. It's over $100,000, right? Yeah, it's over $100,000. Yeah, great. Patience is key. Never be fully allocated so you can use volatility to lower your average buy price. Great. Ratika with this one was interesting, actually. November monthly open, traumatizing event. This Ratika said this back on October 20th. November monthly opening, traumatizing event, followed by Valhalla. Interesting. Very interesting. Bitcoin right here. Look, we've come down to a very interesting level. This right here, October 17th. So this was the initial October 10th sell-off. October 17th, we got $104,000. Let's say 103 cents and change. What was 103.4, whatever. So $103,000. Okay, there you go. Simple. Today, the price has come back down to retest almost that exact level. Almost that exact level. Okay, now, here is your bull case right now. Okay, everyone's been fucking overreacting. The world is not going to end. And this is almost a textbook perfect double bottom pattern. The caveat being that it is not a confirmed double fucking bottom pattern until it breaks out above this line right here, which is $115,000. That would also not only be, of course, a breakout of the W pattern with an implied price target of about basically a new all-time high is 115.12. Yeah, about 227, 228 will be the price target from that breakout pattern. But also, if it breaks out beyond this level, it gives us a new high price for, you know, the above these previous highs here. So that sort of 115, 116 zone is a very, very key level right now for BTC. Okay. Just FYI, still not oversold on the daily. So, hey, there's still more room to the downside, but it's an interesting place to try to see the market bounce. We need a daily to confirm to see how we end up here. But if we did bounce, that would be some great hopium here for the charts. Okay. Solana now. Fucking Solana, man. Look, my Solana trade had been in forever. My initial stop loss about $150, but I moved it up because I kept adding to it. And I was like, okay, I don't want to lose money on this. Got stopped out. $160 was the stop loss. Got stopped out. Made $3,000 on the trade. And I'm looking at the charts and I'm just like, I should have just left my initial fucking stop in, shouldn't I have? Anyway, so now what I'm doing, I have relonged Solana. I know, I understand. Relonged Solana, entry price 159. Okay, so it's $2 above my previous entry price, and considering all the additions to the trade that I made. The risk here is basically about $3,000. So I've decided that, you know what I'll risk on this trade is that I lose $3,000 on getting stopped out. It's fine. If that happens, it basically means a full round trip and zero profits on that particular trade. I made $3,000 so far, which is nothing, right? But if we can pick that up from here, and there's chart reasoning for that, I'll show you guys here in a few minutes. But just that's where we are right now. Okay. Anyway, guys, want to join trading over on Bit? You know, because there's a link down below. The deals are effing nuts right now. Oh, we got so much news to get through in 20 minutes. Anyway, got crazy deals on at the moment. Okay. You can put in $1,000 to get $200 back, 2,400, 5,700. In fact, you can get all the way up to $10,000 cash back deposit bonuses, man. These is absolutely crazy stuff. So there's a link down below, okay? These influencers are here to keep us holding while we're dumped on. I'm holding my bags, man. I tell you guys what I'm doing all the time, okay? I tell you what I'm holding. I tell you what I'm selling. I tell you what I'm trading. It's all there for you, okay? If that's not good enough for you, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Anyway, this is a crazy deal. Very limited time. This actually ends on 16th of November, so you better act fast if you want to get in on this particular deal. I mean, these are crazy deposit bonuses, so go check it out, guys. Holy cow, I need to keep going. Tommy says, all right, I'll say it. I think sentiment is at or near all-time lows. I've been here for 8 years. Usually a great time to buy. Yes, this kind of sentiment is usually a buying opportunity. Rejo, at least the sentiment in 2022 is justified. Many people were robbed in broad daylight through no fault of their own. Today's sentiment is bad, arguably even worse, because people are overexposed to pairings that were never in a bull market to begin with. Bitcoin's down 50%. E still BNB, even XRP made new highs this year. I don't get it. How is all this bad? Feels and sounds like utter despair, depression, and anger to me on these pairings. Might be time to start looking more closely at some of these. Opportunity abounds. Credible. The crypto bubble most definitely is not topped at a measly $4 trillion market cap. To play devil's advocate, even if this is the top, it's not, then this wasn't the greed-filled euphoria stage you're meant to sell it. Anyway, this is exactly it. Everybody's like, oh, we're doing fucking sold on 26K. Like, where was the euphoria? Where was the greed? Where was the froth? Where was people fucking making money? Wasn't there. Okay? Wasn't there. Reminder, Bitcoin throughout a cycle will have multiple 20, 30, even 40% dips. It's all pretty normal. And every time that happens, altcoins get slaughtered. Okay? U.S. Senate Chair Committee, John Boozman, the Boozman. He must have had fun in college. Hey, Boozman, give me another beer, man. He announces this guy had some beers in college, man. Anyway, the Clarity Act crypto bill will be put to a vote by U.S. Congress for November 27th. Holy shit. The Clarity Act is going to come soon, man. No, he did not. No, Jim Cramer just said we're now at a bear market. Get the fuck out of here. Long your longs, guys. Cramer said we're in a bear market. It's all going to go to the moon. Yes. It's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right. Continuing. Very serious stuff. Alex Kruger, to those saying the market is broken, of course it's broken. After a major open interest wipeout, basically a mega crash back on 1010, the market remains broken for a while. On the 2K below, the market is broken for 2 months. Increased volatility is normal. Now, we did a whole video breaking this down, how on average you have around 90 days after a major market reset like happened on 1010. We talked about this. We've talked about it many times. And people are still fucking surprised when we get this kind of crazy price volatility right now. Okay. Anyway, continuing. Wishful Cynic. This is the CEO of Wintermute. So there was a rumor yesterday that Wintermute is suing Binance over the 1010 crash. He said, no, that's bullshit. It's a baseless rumor. Okay. We never had plans to sue Binance, nor any reason to do it in the future. Okay. Things we worked out behind the scenes and everybody will be fine. Rumors are rumors, man. People love to spread bullshit. Ethereum. Once again, at the 200-day EMA, we've been here before, okay, back in June. We've been here before, my friends. My Ethereum long still open. Let's go. Anyway, under the 200-day EMA, nothing, you know, just like my granddaddy always said, nothing good happens under the 200-day EMA. Something like that anyway. Look, we need to get back with the 200-day EMA. We need to start rebuilding some slightly, even vaguely bullish structure in this damn fucking market, okay? Okay. This is not good, okay? Assets trading under the 200-day EMA is not good, okay? That is textbook bearish, all right? And we've had just like the cascade of lower highs. Not good, okay? We need to see some momentum reversal to the upside here building up. The worry now, of course, on any move to the upside, like with Bitcoin, for example, back here, the worry is because even if we do get a decent reversal coming to play, well, 200-day EMA is up here at 108,000. Right after that's a 20-day. Right after that's a 50-day. Right after that's the neckline of this. These are all potential major rejection points that would just give us yet another lower high, which is bearish. Okay. Continuing. Solana ETF flows. What are all these advertisements I'm getting? Oh, really? What? I have no idea what I've been looking up online, but anyway, Solana ETF flows. $65 million on Monday. That's great. Again, if you compare it to market cap, that would be like Ethereum getting almost $300 million, okay? Or Bitcoin getting over $1 billion, okay? Interesting. Good. Now, these are not huge numbers, but it's still good flow. It's nice to see. Great. And what's good about the grayscale Solana is that we haven't had any huge outflows. People are just buying. There's net buyers of that, which is good. Solana came back down right here, which is why I should have kept my stop loss $150, which is where this is where we entered the trade back in such a long time. This is where we entered the trade back here in was it August, or was it even further back? I think it's even further back. Whatever. Anyway, $150 was where the initial stop was. We came right back down to 155, which was the key area of price support from early August. Okay. Can we catalyze a decent bounce back to the upside? Maybe. But that's just a freaking brutal chart, man. Look at that thing from yesterday. Look at the drop on Solana in the last 24 hours, man. We lost 24 EMA, dropped 17%, which is huge for a big asset like Solana. Okay. Huge. Let's see if we get the bounce here or not, and if this actually stays. Sentiment-wise, November 2nd is one of the worst days in the last 2 to 4 years. Anything bullish here would seem like max retard. However, I'd still like to mention, Pump Fund made $1.35 million yesterday. Come on, man. Come on. Pump Fund to the moon. Let's go. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. Wild. Now, obviously, chart looks bearish. MACD bear cross coming. Trading under the 20-day EMA, rejected from the 50, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the whole story here, okay? Also, that's the big breakout line right here. The more the price goes down, or sorry, the more time goes on, the closer the price gets to that breakout line. When we break out from this, expect a major move to the upside. If we break down here to the downside, also expect a potential decent move down to the downside. Zcash. Somehow Zcash got to $480 today. Why did I fade Naval Ravikant? Why, Lark? Why? Naval just literally handed me a straight up like 5X on a plate. Didn't take it. It's like, oh, Naval Ravikant's tweeting about Zcash. Anyway, congratulations all the Zcash holders. Sistine Research with some good hopium here for virtuals holders. If Bitcoin and NVIDIA can run together, which they have not been, virtuals should expand significantly in tandem. BTC needs to find a bid. Agreed. Virtual, once again, back here to the 20-day EMA. Bear cross pending here on the MACD. Even Tom Lee getting on a podcast or something today was not enough to get this thing moving. But he's bullish on virtuals as well. So interesting play. Like I said, I bought a bag of this the other day. Portfolio disclosures, as always, down below in YouTube. Pin comment over next. Virtuals, I don't think is actually on there yet because I bought it over the weekend. bid got filled over the weekend or yesterday or whatever. So it's not on there yet. We update that every Saturday. But just FYI, you're being told now. Okay, you're being told now. So now you know. Microsoft signs almost $10 billion contract with Iron for NVIDIA chips. Had a nice little pump yesterday. Pre-market, though, showing it is a bit down today. This thing's been an absolutely epic run. I think at some point you get a much more decent correction in that and probably a better buying opportunity for it. And then some of the other miners may offer more interesting opportunities right now. But still, it's been a late leader, and sometimes leaders just keep leading. Cipher Mining announced this. They signed a 300 megawatt, $5.5 billion, 15-year lease agreement with Amazon Web Services to provide turnkey space to power AI workloads. That's huge news. Huge news, okay? Stock had a nice pump from 18 to about $25 on that news. Pre-market showing it pulling back to around 21 currently. 20-day EMA has been a very nice strong line here. If you get to move back down to the 50-day EMA around 15 bucks, probably an interesting opportunity here. Now, I have Clean Spark. I have not bought any Cipher Mining. I've got a very small position in Iron. Tom Lee is looking like the anti-sailor dude. Is so negative in the money right now. They just keep buying. They just keep buying, man. This is the thing. He's got people like Peter Thiel and all that stuff sort of backing them. Like, I don't know. Not too worried about what Tom Lee's doing. AMD, by the way, great, I think, potential microchip play here, semiconductor play. Anyway, AMD currently kind of just chilling up here on the sort of 250 zone. Hasn't really put a push higher very strongly beyond that. So it makes me think that 20-day EMA around 235 starts to look pretty interesting. If you get an opportunity, certainly if I mean, not you, but if I get an opportunity to rebuy this at like 200 bucks, 210, that's more of that position. Okay. Holy cow, guys. It's a lot of news. I think we had a lot of shit to cover today, especially because of everything that's going on in the markets. You know, normally I like to make sort of news section about 20 minutes or so, so we have a little more time for Q&A. We'll just run the Q&A longer today. It's fine, but a lot of stuff to cover. I hope there's some value in there for all that, sharing different hot takes from people, you know, interesting analysts and stuff around the internet, looking at the charts, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, cheers. What we got here? Bitcoin 104,350, not bad. ICP will own Web3, locked everything for 8 years. They have an 8-year lockup for those tokens. That's crazy, man. That's you know, all the ICP guys in here today. What's up, ICP fam? I see you guys. Welcome to the party. They faded Cardano. They faded Chainlink. They faded Solana. They faded Zcash. They faded Dash. Now they'll fade ICP too. Maybe. I faded ICP for ages. So far, it's worked out for me. But certainly fading Zcash. What else was I thinking? Next time Naval Ravikant shows me a coin, I'm going to buy it. There you go. Lark, are you bullish on Momentum? Just launched. I'm a pre-sale investor in Momentum. I think it's an interesting play on Sui right now. Let's see how it plays out. Haven't looked at the charts or anything, so I couldn't really tell you what the hell's going on with it. It's probably not very much chart data because it's so new. So maybe we'll look again in a few days and see what the charts are actually doing. But yeah, my pre-sale was staked, you know, so we'll just be there. I guess I got to go over there and start, you know, participating and doing some voting, all that kind of stuff. Will you stand it? yeah, I know. I just recorded a whole bunch of videos just before the stream day. Like I'm just gonna sit down. Yeah, I need to be standing up again. I need a drink, but I don't drink. So the sparkling water's for. Makes feel good. It's a good time. And he stays sober. It's pretty cool. So I don't mind having a drink once in a while. I haven't actually been drunk in a long time. Very, very long time. I don't drink very often. When I do, it's usually a couple glasses of red wine or something like that. But sorry, what's the last time I was like drunk? I don't know. It's funny. We were in Russia over the summer visiting my wife's family. And I don't know. I've been following like this meme account of Mads Mikkelsen. like Euro maxing. And I was like, I'm gonna go out and get like, it's like kid just gonna say, I got a couple beers, like a cigar, it's gonna be cool. I had like a couple beers and a cigar, and it's like, yeah, it's awesome. I went to sleep, and alcohol insomnia, my blood's all like, slept for like an hour that night. It's classic. Lark, please don't be too naive. November has been the best because in 2011 BTC moved. Not sure I fully understand the comment, but yeah, November, December is often the best months for the crypto markets and for equity markets too. Zcash is crashing hard. Let's see here. It's all relative, man. This is the thing. I mean, okay, Zcash is crashing hard after it went to $480 today. It's now down 15% of the day. Like I said, the Zcash run's definitely getting very overextended currently. Once again, back into the overbought territory here on the RSI. Now, can Zcash keep going? All that kind of stuff? Yeah, of course it can. Huge amount of mind share right now. Huge amount of hype, all that kind of stuff. But the time to buy it was when Naval shielded. Okay, that was around here. We talked about it. I think it was $80 when we were looking at it. The second best time to buy it was the EMA retest here at $180, which I did not do either. That was on 17th of October. Buying now at $411 or $480 today, the risk reward is diminishing. I know you got people out there saying it's going to go to $10,000 or whatever, or $50,000. Those are the kind of things you usually hear when you're getting closer to a local top. I'm not saying that it's definitely going to hit a local top or something like that, but just food for thought. Could keep running, right? But the energy now to get it from $400 to $1,000 is a lot more than it took to get it from 80 to 180 or even 180 to 480 today, right? Okay. What do we have to next here? Ben Cohen said that if we go below $100,000, then it's a bear market. Do you agree? Look, if it goes below $100,000, the thing is the $100,000 mark is very important for one reason, because that's where the 50-week EMA is right now. We've talked about this before. If we lose the 50-week EMA, we're probably in trouble, at least short term. Now, does that mean it's a bear market that is like every other bear market before and everything? I mean, most of the coins are already down massively already. If all your altcoins are going to drop another 90%, I mean, oh God. Does it mean it has to be a bear market like it was before? No, it doesn't. Maybe it's a 6-month correction and Bitcoin goes down to mid-70s or something again, for example. But yeah, nothing good is going to happen under 100K. Nothing good ever happens under the 50-week EMA. Okay, so if you do see the price under $100,000, the maximum you want there is a very short wick. Okay, you do not want a weekly close under 100K because that's a weekly close under the 50-week EMA, and that shit ain't good. Okay. So are you excited? No, I'm not excited for the Polkadot ETF. Poo-poo-poo, me trolling, dog. Did anyone get in on Dash? I saw the Dash chart up here. That thing went nuts, didn't it? Let's bring the Dash chart back up. Dash. How are we talking about Dash? Oh my God. What are you guys doing with these privacy coins? That's crazy, man. I don't even get it. I really don't get it. What are you guys doing? This is crazy. Look, okay. In all fairness to Dash, major breakout here, okay? Major breakout. This is the 200-week EMA, which it has literally been trading under since like 2022. Okay, when we were looking at this yesterday, it was around, where was the price? This doesn't even go back all the way to 17, does it? This is not the full chart. This is not the full chart. Hold on a second. Who's going to have it? Poloniex probably. Here we go. Craziness, man. Look at the absolutely explosive move on the sucker. Look at that. Okay, so here we go. We talked about it yesterday. It's around $80, okay? Today, almost doubled. Not quite, but man, almost doubled today. That's crazy, man. Lark, be careful now. Don't wish for that one to go much higher. Zcash, from what I've heard historically, There's a sign at the end of the cycle. I think right now we're in this privacy coin meta, which I've basically completely fucking missed. I don't know. I guess I faded it when Naval was talking about it. And now we see even just mega dino coins like Dash that no one's talked about for years and no one's given a shit about for many years getting wild bid. Like, these are crazy moves. The traders are just running up all these. Look at the broader market right now and look at these privacy coins. That's nuts. That's a nuts move. Dash is up 100% in a day. That's nuts, man. What are you guys doing? This is crazy. I love it, but it's crazy. I like you, man, but you're crazy. You're crazy, man. No, but seriously, that's nuts. These are huge moves. I mean, look, it's $44 net. It was $44 from the previous launch off here. It's up a few 100% in the last few days. So, you know, again, this is one of these classic examples. 230% in 4 days. You can see here, wild moves. RSI is currently at 89 on the daily. Last time we were this high was December 24, which you can see we were at RSI of 86. We're slightly higher right now. That was followed by a major correction. You can see the RSI back here, March 24. That was not exactly the peak. Peak came in, it was 41. Peak came in around 45 about a week or two later, but the big correction had come after that. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just, you know, need to top blast everything here and stop using my thinking brain. But I'm not chasing Dash, man. Not chasing Dash. I just see how Monero's doing. Be curious to see. What's interesting is the Litecoin's not getting really any bid right now. Fascinating too. Look at this. Monero's not getting any bid. Maybe it's not doesn't have enough liquidity across the big exchanges right now. LTC, by the way, in case you did not know, Litecoin's also a privacy coin. So we're getting, I mean, think about like Dash, right? Whales could have easily just stacked up shit tons of Dash, and now they're just pumping it like crazy because it was a lower cap coin at the time, relatively. They put 20, 30 million bucks in it and then get the price cooking. It's kind of how the game works. Man, Litecoin out at $87 today. It's pretty crazy, man, considering that, again, it's also a privacy coin and it just got an ETF. Interesting. If China and the USA are fighting for Bitcoin and crypto on handling the market, then Bitcoin price surges. Yeah, I mean, literally Trump today, I didn't share this earlier in the video. I kind of took it out, but we'll might as well bring it up. Trump literally came out and said that he wants to make America the #1 in crypto. And he's right. You know, he may not know much about crypto. And Lark, please zoom out on that dash. We were zoomed out for like 8 years. I don't know how much more you can zoom that out. Trump doesn't know much about crypto. I really don't think that he does. And he doesn't need to. But what he does know, he doesn't know fuck all about AI either. But what he does know is that these technologies are important, that America should be #1 in them. Okay, he's got enough smart people around him saying, we got to do the crypto thing, we got to do the AI thing, we got to do the rare earth thing, whatever. And he's saying, yeah, we need to go all in that. We need to be #1. Because if we're not #1, who else is going to be #1? China. There you go. So Litecoin can be the next Dash. We can pray. We can pray. What do you think about virtuals? I like virtuals. We talked about the chart here a few minutes ago. I bought some at $1.40 the other day, praying for that bag not to go to zero. Will the Clarity Act get passed this year? Don't know. Good question. They're introducing it. Will it get passed, though? I don't know. Look at the ZK Sync chart. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. ZK Sync. Honestly, guys. Honestly. You know, ZK Sync basically dead in the water. And then what happened? Vitalik tweeted about it here. Can you see on the chart when Vitalik bull posted about ZK Sync? Magical. Yeah. This is what you need for your coins to go up. You need Naval to tweet about it. You need Vitalik to tweet about it. What up? 154%. Currently correcting a bit because Vitalik is not a bad worker. Vitalik might give you a couple bull posts and then he kind of disappears. Whereas Zcash has a lot of very high profile accounts nonstop bull posting it right now. It's interesting that Vitalik didn't come out and support Linea. Instead, they supported ZK Sync. You know, that's how it is sometimes. Steady, lads. More liquidity coming, Matthew. Crypto's the toilet. Yesterday, I didn't think it'd go so much lower. Crypto, hold my beer. Yeah, it's definitely the case sometimes. Isn't it crazy that Barron Trump sold 2,500 Bitcoins right before the crash? No, Bitcoin is not in the bear market as of November 4th, 2025. It's a normal mid-cycle correction after an explosive 2025 rally. It's true. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lark, I don't have any altcoins, or I don't have any Bitcoin. I only have altcoins. Well, that is a mistake to fix over time. Okay? It's good to have a bit of Bitcoin. Feels nice. Feels nice, man. Feels solid. Guys, supermoon tomorrow. Supermoon, baby. It's coming. Don't fade it. No, seriously. If we end up pumping after the supermoon, I swear to God, it'd be so hilarious. It's such a dumb thing, but it'd be so hilarious. Lark, why crime? Why is jelly exploding? Crime, man. Crime. I have no idea. It's just a stupid meme from what I remember. I know nothing about it. I remember it was launched at some point during the meme coin season, and there was a bunch of drama around the launch, and now it's just pumping. You're going to see this, guys, where very low liquidity shit coins randomly have mega pumps. Because when you get a mega pump, what happens? You guys ever... So I grew up in America, and they didn't actually have these in New Zealand, at least not where I lived in New Zealand anyway. But they had these bug zapper things, right? You turn it on, it's got the bright light, and the moths fly into it. That's basically coins pumping like this. You know, so you see jelly pumping. It's the whales, insiders, they all accumulate a shit ton of supply. And I'm not saying this is what's happening to jelly. I'm not making any accusations here, okay? We're just saying that this is kind of something that happens in the cryptocurrency market and you need to be careful about. You'll see these very low liquidity coins that do have a few decent listings, and you'll get some entities accumulating huge amounts of supply, and then they pump the living shit out of it. And then what happens? Everybody else starts, oh, that coin's going up a lot. It must be a good one. I should buy it. And then what? Then they dump it. Yeah, anyway. Tika Tuari. Yeah, I missed that part of the conversation. Don't forget, Lark, Americans had to fall back on. Yeah, I know. Daily savings. I've actually been. Palm Beach. Oh, yeah, that's right, Jesse. Yeah. Tika Tuari and the Palm Beach Confidential ICO thing from 2017 is like the newsletter. You follow that, whatever Tika would shill in his newsletter to go up like 1,000%. Forgot about that. Anyway, I've been thinking, as much as I enjoy live streams, perhaps to just go back to doing sort of like 15, 20-minute news videos. Maybe we'll just do like a once a week live stream, just like a Friday live stream, hang out. No news or anything, maybe one or two big things happening that day, but just talk charts, answer questions, hang out for like an hour. And that would kind of be it. In the other 4 days, we just kind of do a shorter, like 15-minute news video. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Who are we kidding? We're all degenerates. You have to be a little bit crazy to be in crypto. Quit acting like you're not going to buy back in and just do it. Come on, Supermoon. Let's go. Drinking Hong Thong in Thailand. My man, I love Thailand, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. The aliens are coming good. I reckon, if the aliens come on 3i Atlas, my vote is that we send the only ambassador to meet them that probably really matters. I mean, think about it. Aliens come. We find out we're not alone in the universe. Who are you going to send? No, really. They're going to send the Pope. No, we're not going to send the Pope. We're going to send Donald Trump. Aliens. I met the aliens. The Supreme Leader said I'm so handsome. No. You're going to send Michael Saylor, man. Obviously. You Get up there and get those motherfuckers orange pilled straight away. Get the whole alien species buying Bitcoin. This is how we get to $1 million, guys. Yeah. I have more questions, guys. We're gonna finish up for today. That's right. Binance is not getting sued. Binance is not getting sued. Just a rumor was going around yesterday. This is the worst sentiment I've seen. There's no chance the majority wins this time. What's interesting, I think a shit ton of people, the people who didn't get wiped out in 1010 have capitulated over the last week. We've seen huge capitulation. Usually sentiment like this leads to capitulation, which leads to market reversals. Is that a guarantee? No. Can stocks still drag us down and things all go to shit? Absolutely. But usually this is kind of where you'd hope to see markets turning around a little bit. Aliens will FOMO to Pengu. Rick Astley. Well, he's never going to give them up, is he? Never going to let them down. Yeah. Hello from Norway. Hello, man. I've always wanted to go to Norway, visit the fjords. Anyway, perfect time to buy a Bitcoin. Buy every month with some set aside cash. Enjoy life, never sell. There you go. Don't let crypto take over your life and stress you out. Enjoy your life and breathe. Don't forget about the supermoon. Why is Zcash dumping? Is it really dumping here? Let's just have a look here. It's pumped up to $480 today. Of course, it's pulling back a little bit. People are taking profits. You have a lot of people on Zcash that were in super early from pre-Naval tweet to Naval tweet. If you got in at the Naval tweet at $80 and you've seen a clean 5x or whatever from there, 6x from there, people are taking profits, man. People are taking profits as momentum starts to sort of wane, and the MACD is not going up as exponentially, the price moves aren't going up as exponentially. Like I said, it requires a whole lot more energy to go from $400 to $1,000 now. Not saying it can't, not saying it won't, right? But at some point, buyer exhaustion comes in and you meet a wall of sellers who are more than happy to offload for a quick 5x, especially in these markets. Anyway, we're going to finish there. That's it. We're done. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your time as always. Thank you so much for joining me, for hanging out. It's just so much fun every time to talk to you guys. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your questions, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Peace.